Hi, I'm Wayne. Welcome to my ambulance conversion. It's a 2007 Ford E350 Super Duty with a 6.0 liter diesel engine. And I'll show you around and what I have on it on the outside, and then we'll do an inside tour and I can show you all the gadgets I've put in. I utilized all the existing doors so I can access. This is access for my toilet so I can empty it. Then I have access to my propane tanks, electrical. This, I have all my electronics and my electrical panel. It's still a work in progress, but I've just finished rebuilding this. It's on my last video. I have Wi-Fi relay boards, Bluetooth relay boards, voltage converters, everything else. I have a charger for my Ryobi batteries, my solar controller, battery charger, battery isolator, and just the regular batteries. Now, my house batteries will go in here later, and then I'm going to put lithium batteries in the front, and where my existing batteries are will be we're going to do an indoor-outdoor shower. I also made a little tent cover that can cover if I want to do work in here. It folds out and it covers the whole area, so if it's raining and I need to do some work, I can still access the work. On the doors itself, they never came with power windows, so I installed power windows. I've offered this to install it for Chrome to help him out, so I can do both left and right door. And I've also done auto door lock. I've also installed in the back automatic lights sensor, so when it gets dark, the lights automatically turn on. And I wired in a timer that will stay on from anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes, whatever I adjust it to. And there's my cat in there, you can see her. That's Ginger. She travels with me. I made a custom roof rack to store my spare tire, and I'll be putting like a shovel and a few other things up there. The rack, it's this rack I bought, but all the top was all made out of recycled materials. I like to use a lot of recycled materials. I have 500 watts of solar on the roof, and I have a high gain antenna for my 4G network. Plans are to put a deck on the roof later on with a sliding out canopy. That's for the future, but right now, when I'm building a ladder that's going to go up on this door that'll fold up so I can access the roof and access my spare tire if I need be. I said if I want to turn on my outside lights and I'm not inside the cabin, I just go onto my phone and I hit the switch and I can turn my outside lights on. I can do outside, front side, right side, and I'm just hooking up the rear lights, and they'll be up again soon. So yeah, turn them off and on. I do plan to put an awning on the back, so I can, in the summertime, if it's raining but still warm, I can be outside here and have the doors open. And I also built a little bug screen. I use those, magnetic bug screens, put it together, and it's great. So I can have this open and enjoy the sun. I have a shelf on here that I can hook up a little table, and then my butane stove will sit on here and I can cook on that. So it's just one little feature I added. I'll be adding some lights on the back to shine. And I just found a place to get to the new door openers. Actually, Chrome got them for his ambulance. So I was looking at a place in the States, and he goes to a place in Quebec. So that's what I'm going to be, I think, replacing next, because I think it'll look a whole lot better. And then I start adding decals. I made all the decals myself on the vehicle. The if you notice the Sasquatch on the side. In the future, I plan, when my diesel heater is running, because it's cold out, I want to build a heat exchange, and the heat exchange will go to the engine block and keep the water warm, so it'll keep the engine warmer instead of plugging in your vehicle. So I'm hoping that that'll help a lot, because instead of wasting the energy that goes out from the heat, it'll be doing its job and keeping the engine warm. So when I start the vehicle, it doesn't have to run for 10-15 minutes to be up for temperature, especially when it's like -40 out. So that's what I like to do, especially when I go up north or travel through Canada in the wintertime. Alexa, turn on mood light. I've added Alexa to my circuit connected to Wi-Fi relays just because I like to do gadgets. I can control all my lights and also cupboards, and so if I go Alexa, open tools, and I have tool storage, parts bin, and everything up there. Alexa, close tools. And then this Alexa, open food. And I have storage for some more clothes and food. Alexa, close food. And on the back side, when I get hungry at night, Alexa, open snacks. There I have my snack drawer. I built a barn door to keep it warmer in the winter time, or in the summertime. It actually keeps the heat out too. But this door is made all with recycled pallets. A lot of the stuff I built in here was pallets that are plain down and reused. My goal is to use as much recycled material as possible. So this comes into place, slides in, slides out. I still have to put a cat door in there for it, but that's plan. I have a closet here that I can hang up some shirts, and I do for storage. I have my control panel. I kept the existing CRUZ line control panel from the ambulance. I repurposed some of the switches, kept some the same for the lights, the cot lights, added for pump, power control. I have fridge control and USB outlets, and then I've added more switches. I have a charger for my Ryobi batteries, my inverter starter, laptop and monitor power, Bluetooth relay board, Wi-Fi relay board, meter to power my meters for my diesel heater tank, and I'm going to have a freshwater tank I'm going to be installing, and a gray water tank. I have my diesel heater, my solar controller, and I have also my current draw and my draw for my inverter. Well, I was rewiring all my electrical on the back that you already saw. I haven't finished connecting those up. That'll still be there. My Alexa, I'm going to hardwire in soon too. It's just plugged into the cigarette lighter adapter. I still wanted to keep the ambulance feel in the vehicle itself, so I kept the cabinets on the left-hand side. My SLR cameras, lenses. This one I'm still working on organizing. I have printer, all my cables, and here I have food that slides out. All this is made with recycled materials itself too. I still have to put the handles on. And my most important, cat food for my cat. So go in there. And I just started rebuilding. This is the first drawer I built, which was for my spices, but I'm redoing the whole drawer to match the other 3 doors. So it gives me much more room, can store more items. I have a 13-gallon freshwater tank underneath here. I always want to keep the freshwater tank in here. Don't have to worry about in the winter time with it freezing. And then I have my table that slides out, and it also folds open so I can have more than one person eating at dinner. I just pull it up, have it myself. I have placemats, my plate, I put everything on here, my drink holder, and it works out beautifully. That way I can access things, get things in the way. But I had Jeffy Bear here on Sunday for breakfast. Made him waffles and coffee, so then we folded it out and we had everything nice and neat up. So I have one time had 4 people sitting here, so it's kind of nice. You know, a lot of people with the vans, they don't have any room all the time because the bed takes up a room. This way I think it's a lot more convenient. It's nice, you got some friends around, you can get together, we can watch a movie or whatever. So I just fold it up and it slides away. This is where I keep all my cutlery, my plates, my bowls, all my kitchen utensils are in here. And on this side I can access my dish soap, oil, and more utensils. This is where also I keep my placemats. So I bought these ones that fold up, and I made a little holder that they just sit into. Just because you're living in van life doesn't mean you have to rough it too much, right? So I really like this. It's well set up. On my sink and stove, it pulls out. So I have a 2-burner stove. I utilize the existing exhaust vent that was built into the ambulance just here. I put a checker plate over the stove and drilled some holes so the exhaust out. I have my sink with running cold water right now. It will have hot water eventually. I have the on-demand hot water heater. I just haven't put it in yet, but that will come. And then when I travel away, I just put it back up and lock it into place. Up here I have a little medicine cabinet storage where I have toiletries, and I keep some bags and napkins and stuff on there, and my medication I have keep on there. Down here, this is access to my toilet, which is nice to have, and well, you can't really see it here. Nice to have for emergency cases in the middle of the night, and it folds out of the way. And even when I made the design on an angle, so when I open up the back doors, you still have full access to the back doors. You're not running into the side. Underneath here, I have my fridge freezer. Pull it out. I can open it up here. My freezer part, my fridge stuff. Keeps it nice and neat. Also, I found when I was traveling last summer, it was so hot that the fridge was having a hard time keeping up with the heat. And I put a ventilation fan in the bottom, and it sucks out all the hot air and keeps the ventilating fluid. That's why I have the vents on the front here too. It sort of passes the air through, and it made a big difference in keeping it cool. When I go to bed at night, to access my bed, I have to remove a few cushions. Release. Down. It's nice and warm. It's perfect for myself. It's very comfortable. And my goal is to, in the future, I'm going to actually have this coming down hydraulically. And also I'm going to be building it where it's going to be self-leveling. So it doesn't matter where I'm parked, I can level my bed. So that's my goal for next year. With Alexa, you need Wi-Fi and a network, but I have a backup to all the systems. So if I don't have no Wi-Fi in the middle of nowhere, I can still control everything through my phone or with manual switches. So I don't rely on just the one thing, because sometimes the network doesn't work or you don't have coverage. But I noticed when I put my high gain antenna on the roof, in areas where I had 1 bar, I now have 4. So it makes a big difference. When I put my bed back up, just fold it back in. I do it hydraulically, I don't have to worry about locking it in place. It's going to just stay there automatically. Done a few modifications inside the ambulance. I made myself a little holder for my phone that's also a wireless charger. I've changed a few of the features on the light bar. Some of the switches don't work yet, but I've got plans to repurpose it. Like the USB one just turns on my USB plug here. I have driving lights and the left scene, right scene, and rear scene turn on. The left side lights, right side, outside lights, and this one too doesn't do anything yet, but I'm repurposing that. My cot lights, my rear temperature. It used to have, it was an ambulance, it used to have a heater in the back in the control, but it was rusty. I'm replacing the heater core. And the ambulance, the siren, was all cut up and disconnected. And on a normal ambulance, when you honk the horn, it would do the phaser sound. And well, I rewired the feature so when I honk the horn, it actually does the horn feature of the siren. And I can actually still turn on the siren if I wanted to, but I've only done that in the backcountry because it is illegal, but I still like to have fun with it. I changed this light to an LED light. I have a battery monitor, tells me what my voltage for my house batteries are. A lot of people take this unit out of an ambulance. I wanted to keep it in because I said I like to keep the ambulance feel. I'm still doing some work on my roof, the ceiling access. You can see up there. On the sides, my 4G router. I can actually control items inside my ambulance through my phone. So it's kind of nice. One time I was going hiking, it was quite a way, it got dark really fast, and I didn't know exactly where the vehicle was. I just turned on the outside lights and I could see it. So it was kind of nice. So that's what I've done so far. I'm going to put a new stereo. This is stereo I put in with a backup camera, but I have a new stereo that a friend gave me that I'm going to put back in. It's also a computer as well as a stereo, so that's coming in. And that's what I've done. In my litter box for my cat is over there. I have a storage bin in here where I keep a lot of electrical switches and tie wraps. I'm trying to make use of everything possible, and I might be removing this bin and making a little cover here, a holder to store my wallet and my insurance when I'm driving and things like that. So I have some room down here. So this is future plans. As soon as I get lithium batteries for my vehicle, my truck batteries are actually underneath here right now, and the frame of the vehicle is here. So what I plan to do is move the truck batteries to where the house batteries are, because my lithium batteries will be behind the driver's seat. And I'm going to cut this out and make a fold down step, and I'll have a shower curtain in here that can go inside, and I can have an inside shower, or the cover panel I made for the other side of the doors, it will also fit over here so I can have an outside shower. It already has hose from the oxygen that came from here already to the back. I'm going to reutilize that for my shower, so I'll have an on-demand hot water shower. Some people may have wondered why I picked an ambulance to convert and why I wanted to keep the ambulance feel still. Well, in May 2020, I had a massive heart attack, and while they were rushing me from Chilliwack Hospital to Royal Columbian Hospital, I'm looking around the ambulance while I'm lying down on the gurney, and I go, wow, this would make a great RV. And 7 stents later, and 4 months after my heart attack, I bought an ambulance to convert, and I think it was great for my recovery. It gave me something to do, gave me a new lease on life, and that I really want to do more with my life, not just work. And I want to go adventure, see things, do places, and I like to play. I like a lot of electronic gadgets. People have known me for years, used to call me the gadget guy, and I want to travel. My goal is to travel all over North America for the next 5-6 years, and maybe go further than that. I want to hit small towns, hit everywhere else. I am still working, but I've handed in my letter of resignation for work, and my goal is in 158 days to be full-time van life. That's my plan. So I'm hoping to be there soon, and I know time will fly by soon because and I'll continue doing more and more work on my ambulance. I've got a deck I want to put on the roof. I want to put my solar panels that articulate so I can catch the sun better. An awning on the back, an awning on the side, my hot water heater, gray water tank, fresh water tank. So there's still a lot more stuff to do, but I can live in the ambulance. The longest I've been so far in it at one time was 4 weeks, and I just love it. And every time I travel with it, I come up with a new idea of something to do. So that's my story so far, and hope you follow along and see where I go. On my name of my channel, Palliative Care, a lot of people didn't know what this was. Some people could figure it out, so that's why I put the name down, Pallet. So that's like the Healthy Adventuring and Palliative Care is the name of my channel. And if somebody comes by, they can also scan it on their phone, and I put a QR code right in there. So I did the same thing to all my cards. I put a QR code. I designed this itself. I kind of liked it. This is the idea of the spiral adventure into the unknown. But and every place I go and I've stayed, I put the names on. Of course, because of COVID, last year we were restricted to a lot of places we can go. I have 5 more names to put on now, and I will put them on, and probably at the end of this trip I'll probably have another 5 more. So my goal is to have the whole side totally covered for everywhere I go, and overlay maybe. You know, I want to have it everywhere I've been to. I think that's a little bit of fun, and people look up and they go, oh, I know that place, or I've been there, or that's where I live. So I think that would be a lot of fun for people to look at. Thank you for looking at my van tour. I'm hoping that you enjoyed it, and if you like to go onto my YouTube channel, it's Healthy Adventuring and Palliative Care. I started the channel 6 months ago, and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. And if you have any questions, I have a link, email address. If you have any ideas of how I did anything, I'm glad to answer any emails of any questions that I have. So it's nice to see you, and we'll talk to you later.